By 10:30 a.m., opposition members of parliament led by their leader Joel Ssenyonyi arrived at Luzira prisons to check on the political prisoners. After security check, only MPs were allowed to access the prisoners' premises as journalists kept waiting. At around 3:30 p.m., MPs returned and the leader of opposition Joel Ssenyonyi addressed the media.
We have several prisoners at Luzira, Chigo, Chitalia who are being held there, not because they are being prosecuted, but because they are being persecuted. These individuals, they were sent to jail by the General Court Martial. The Supreme Court said you have got no jurisdiction over civilians. In fact, the General Court Martial is not meant to be a court. What we have been bothered about all of this while is, why are these people still being held in jail? And yet the Supreme Court said the General Court Martial has got no authority and jurisdiction over them.
Ssenyonyi expressed concern over the dire conditions in prisons.
Prisons across the country have got 79,000 inmates. 37,000 of those are on remand. The biggest quandary about this is the holding capacity of all the prisons in Uganda is 22,000. People sleep back to back. So it's easy for disease to spread and many other habits, as you have heard, and so on. And of course, the general discomfort, because just because somebody is in jail, either because they have been convicted or they are on remand, that does not mean that they cease to become human beings. The congestion in prisons across the country is problematic.
He further implored the judiciary and the Justice Ministry to ensure a timely disposal of cases. Last week, Parliament objected the proposal to build more prisons, asking the authorities to expedite cases and avoid backlog.
The most recent time, Honorable Norbert Mao came out to say, well, we are working on it and so on. You have held these people for over 4 years. A number of them have been in jail for over 4 years. What exactly are you investigating that you've not investigated for 4 years? Some people have been on remand for several years. Why? Why are their matters not being concluded by especially the courts of law? And then, of course, we have these political prisoners who people are in jail for 4 years, 5 years. Why? Evidence has not been adduced and all of that. So we think that this is an injustice.
Among the prisoners visited included Dr. Kiza Besije, Hajabed Lutali, Bobby Young, among others.
These people are still very strong on their conviction that, one, they are political prisoners. They're in jail because of their political beliefs, all of them. They're not in jail because they committed any offense. Otherwise, some kind of evidence should have been adduced. But none has been adduced to date. And they are demanding for their freedom.
Other MPs who participated in the visit shared their views.
Because when we are in a Uganda whereby we don't respect the rule of law, it is evident that when the Supreme Court rules, the decision is taken to be binding. But as we speak, the Supreme Court ruled, but still our people are being detained. How am I going to become a constitutional lawyer in a country which does not actually respect the rule of law?
Rebecca Nantongo, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.